Several years, viewers in the Great Northwest have been telling us about an unbelievable car collection owned by Harold LeMay. So during a recent trip to the Seattle-Tacoma area, I just had to stop by and see it for myself. What I found was a first-rate collection of some 2,500 automobiles. Yes, you heard me right, 2,500! I had arranged to meet with Harold LeMay's grandson, Eric, who is spearheading an effort to turn his grandfather's collection into a national museum. Hey Eric, how you doing?
Hi Dennis, good to see you.
Great to be here. Eric LeMay, grandson of Harold LeMay, the man responsible for all this. Now this is actually your grandparents' backyard, right, Eric?
This is my grandparents' backyard. My grandmother describes it as the typical 5-bedroom house with a 400-car garage.
Ooh, how do I get one of those?
They could just like any hobbyist would want them.
Absolutely, and this is sort of the ultimate hobbyist theme park here.
Yeah, I think so. I think that you know what they've amassed over this 40 years is truly a reflection of American culture, and the cars are the centerpiece of that.
But there are some other side collections in there. Your grandmother's a doll collector, and
yeah. I always say to call it just a car collection is a gross simplification of what's here.
It's just amazing, and these buildings have pretty much popped up over the years, eh?
The collection is basically in 58 rooms and buildings around the South Puget Sound region of Washington.
But a good concentration of it's right here in the backyard.
There's a good concentration of about 400 cars altogether that are here at the house.
Well, now we're inside one of the mini buildings here at the home place, Eric, and from my surroundings, I'd say we're in largely Caddy and Lincoln territory.
Pretty much. This would be the Lincoln Cadillac building. There's some Auburn Core Duesenberg in one of the other rooms
sprinkled
here.
In for good measure.
Just to kind of sprinkle it in.
Well, now this is it's an interesting grouping, and you've got Caddies and Lincolns. There's a couple other things thrown in, but it's really grown over a period of what, about 40 years?
About 40 years. I mean, he began. One thing people ask, is why would somebody accumulate this many cars? He's a car hobbyist. He is a hobbyist the same as anybody else.
But he's played it out on a very big scale.
That's exactly right. He had the means and the passion and the room
to do it all.
To really do it all.
Well, you say the room, but it's a lot of. It appears to have been kind of built and added and.
Everything's been kind of added and grown as the collection's grown. It's very organic in that way. It wasn't. I don't think he ever sat down and said, "I'm going to create the world's biggest car collection, and here's where we're going to build the buildings to do it." I think it's been very much. It's just grown as he's changed and his tastes.
And so as cars came in, shelters had to be constructed.
That's exactly right.
Here we have one of my personal favorites, a '39 Lincoln Zephyr. I absolutely love the lines, the swept lines of that car. Beautiful car. V12.
Yep.
Eric, there's everything here. Old adding machines, typewriters, key fobs, literature, glassware.
Glassware, artwork, banks.
Rolls-Royce pops up.
You never know when a Rolls-Royce is going to pop up in one of these rooms.
Well, and some of these are fabulously restored cars like this, but this is an original 1926 unrestored Pierce Arrow.
Yes, it is, and there's many cars in the collection that are very fine originals. He actually only restores 1 or 2 cars a year himself.
So even the paint on this, even the pinstriping is original?
Oh, very much, yeah.
My goodness. And models and old firearms and uniforms and gas pumps and toys and...
Tools. There's many types of tools. I mean, many of the manufacturers had their own tools, specific tools for their cars, so he's collected much of that.
Oh, now this is cool. Now, how do you even get these cars up here?
Well, actually, if you look at the unpainted section over there, that's a door and a forklift takes them up.
I have this vision of a Duesenberg teetering on a forklift.
You can erase that vision because the Duesenberg always has 4 wheels on the ground, no matter what.
That's wise. Oh, now this would be the brass room then.
This is the brass room. It actually really starts a little before the brass era with the 1903 curved dash olds, but then moves right through some really nice examples of the early brass.
Eric continued the tour, and behind every door was another room stuffed with cars. And more cars, and more cars. Some 50 buildings at numerous locations in all, and the quality of cars from every era and representing almost every make and model. It was unbelievable. And Harold, who is 80, still goes out and purchases cars to add to his collection and hauls them back on his flatbed truck by himself. For instance, he's currently looking for autos from the 80s like the Ford Taurus. But Harold also collects all sorts of things, as was evident when he showed up after returning from buying an old expandable military building.
Oh, hi Dennis, how are you?
Harold, I got to tell you, you are my hero. You've done what I think every car enthusiast would love to do, and that's just follow your dream and bring together all these different cars.
Oh, thank you. So you've been collecting, Harold, for 40 years.
Yes. I started when I was 9.
Okay. and you've just, is it out of the love of the car?
Yeah, I like cars. I really do. It bothers me when people paw them or scratch them. I had a wrecking yard, still have a license, but I could never stand to smash them up.
Oh no, they're too beautiful. And I also got to ask. I mean, I'm up to a few cars now myself, but you know, it pales by comparison to your collection. But I don't think I could get away with too many more. And my wife knowing about them anyway. How did you get away with pulling all these together? And
Don't tell her.
she hasn't noticed. Now, you open this collection up to the public one day a year.
To the general public one day a year. We have a lot of different things, schools, clubs.
And there's even plans, certainly for the LeMay Collection Museum, to bring this together and be, you know, truly a national automobile museum.
Yes.
Well, I got to tell you guys, this has been the most amazing day for me. I can hardly even describe it. Now, Eric, your grandfather was talking about plans for an actual museum. What are the plans going forward?
Well, basically what we're saying is that this collection, we're hoping to form the basis of really the true national car museum, kind of the Air and Space Museum equivalent for cars. With the collection the way it is now, we feel that we can interpret such a broad range of protecting the car heritage and really teaching kids and adults about the automobile's role in culture down the road.
Wow. Well, Eric?
Thanks, Dennis.
Harold, thanks for the most amazing day I've had in this role yet.
Thank you.